Well, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Liberty Bowl live stream Friday. How you guys doing out there? How you doing today, Swine?
Doing damn well. It's Friday, Friday, Friday. And of course, we got Trump winning, dude, which makes it even better, man. How about
Fuck
yourself,
yeah,
brother?
doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Like I said, man, we always knew that he was gonna win, dude. Obviously, Trump is deep state, bro. It's all show trials. It's all just fucking. He's trying to build himself up as a martyr, bro. They're all just working in tandem. So that way they could fucking get a fucking Caesar type person to actually fucking implement total control here in America, bro. Like, why don't you guys can't see it?
they're building up until the Biden clone is able to pull off the fucking tribunals, dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then Trump's gonna take his rightful place as the leader he's been this entire time behind the scenes because
Yeah.
fucking General Matthias said so.
Right. Trust the plan. Trust the plan. Anybody that tells you to trust the plan, don't trust that guy.
Right.
Right.
Anybody that says trust the plan doesn't know what the fucking plan is.
Right. Yeah. Right. But anyway, man. So Trump is winning, man. That's one of the stories we're going to be doing today. We got fucking let's see what else. We got a whole bunch of shit, Jay. We got the debate over internet anonymity. The word that I struggle with the most on this show.
Anonymity.
Right. But we're also going to be kind of mixed into that, the idea of political anonymity and whether or not all donations, should be made public, right? Political donations, by the way. We got Newsom cleaning up San Francisco so that way he could appease his, dictator fucking communist overlord idol, Xi Jinping, who came down to have a meeting with Joe Biden, and basically they had some conversations about, maybe we stop sending fentanyl. I don't know. We see. And Biden pretty much sounds good to me.
Right.
Right. We got some beef in the Daily Wire between Candice Owens and Ben Shapiro. We also got fucking beef on Capitol Hill, fights within the Senate and within the fucking House, breaking out. Actual fights, not just fucking political fucking back and forth. I mean, obviously not actual fights either. But entertaining stuff. Um, let's see, we got fucking Mike Johnson, the new Speaker of the House, is starting to get into some hot water, and his leadership is coming into question, seeing as he just passed a continuing resolution, which is basically the exact same thing that we just removed Kevin McCarthy for, right? So we're going to be talking about that. And to start us off, the story that everybody's fucking talking about right now, the far leftists went ahead and stormed the Capitol. Not the Capitol, the DNC. I keep saying the Capitol, man, because Capitol Police were there. Capitol Police were attacked, and coupled with that, the left has now seemed to embrace the rantings and ideology of Osama bin Laden now. So apparently, fucking the Osama bin Laden's letter to America has been making the rounds on the internet lately, and the lefties are eating it up. And it's, to be honest, it's getting a kind of mixed reactions on this side of the field. I don't know if you watched Timcast the other night, or if you saw the clip of pretty much the debate between Tim versus fucking
Dave Smith and
Dave Smith and Clint Russell. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking so a bit of controversy all the way around there. I don't know, personally, the whole fucking 9/11 fucking type thing was, like I said, I was a kid. I was 11 when that happened, and then obviously when the letter came out, I was 12. So I it wasn't exactly within my I guess zeitgeist of my generation, so I guess it's kind of resurfacing now, and a lot of people are starting to agree, I guess, with some of the sentiment there. Well, what's your recollection of the time, when the letter to America did get sent out? Because how did the media handle it? Like, how did it get distributed? Like, what's the story behind the whole thing?
Well, the inner zones were basically at your local library, high school, and your rich buddy's house. So I mean, it was pretty hard to get that message across. Definitely not up to the second like now. To be honest with you, I don't even remember the media actually putting the letter out. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I know that they covered it. They said they'd found it, whatnot. That basically it was subversive and like you said, the rantings of a desert wizard, right? And but to see your kids start to agree with that, it's proof positive that the Frankfurt School has done its job and bred a generation that absolutely hates their parents and their own country, man, and are willing to face beheadings. You know what I mean? Just to cheer on the opposition. And I think that kids, obviously, we both have them, impressionable, easy to get them to say just about anything. And older kids are no exception, man. I think that half of them have no clue. I'm sure you've seen that video yourself going around the inner zones where some guys from Breitbart are walking up and asking kids questions about, basically who said this. Was it Al Qaeda or was it Hamas or was it ISIS? And
Right.
almost every time they picked everything but Hamas, but almost every answer was Hamas.
Right.
you know,
Right.
and so it's they're just complete moronic stooges that follow trends, man. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, this one's pretty destructive for your a Western society.
Right. So I guess a lot of the sentiment that was agreed with by Dave Smith and Clint Russell was basically the anti-interventionist, which is
Right.
something that we could agree with as well. That's really kind of our message and stuff like that. But it really does kind of point out the entire hypocrisy of the leftists. Because I mean, first, leftists are very much pro-war, pro-intervention right now, right? If they were to actually agree with the sentiments of the letter and about not intervening in foreign conflicts, but they still stand with Ukraine, well, then that's just kind of idiotic, and it's kind of a
What's
hypocritical.
what's madness about it though is I mean a lot of our society here are trying to act like that's something new, like the less pro-war and shit. When in reality, it's been happening for a while. Obama was bombing damn near a dozen countries. You know what I mean? And obviously this shit's a carryover. I agree with the blowback shit. I think it was Dave Smith that was on there quoting Ron Paul, talking. Ron Paul pointed this out when he was running for president, when he was lighting the spark in a lot of minds. That blowback is a huge contributor to terrorism around the planet, man. And
Yeah.
and like you said, I can't agree with that, but at the same time, um, you know, our forefathers tried to get along with Muslims, and it didn't work out, man. Hence the
Right.
reason the Marines exist today. You know what I mean? And I keep going back to that phrase, the enemy of my enemies is not my friend, man. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And it goes for this entire situation.
Yeah. Yeah. They. That's something I was kind of wondering on a bit earlier too. Is basically it's really our whole philosophy about trade with all, political entanglements with none. How long could that actually be sustained? Because as you see, there's a lot of people in the world that aren't rational. They're not reasonable people. You can't negotiate with them. You can't fucking reason with them. They're just those types of people. They're people that doesn't really matter your reasoning, whether you think that you're the supreme fucking people of the earth, or whether you think that your God says that it's okay to destroy whatever it is. There's different people in the world, and basically, if you're gonna try and trade with everybody, eventually you're gonna come into some sort of entanglements. That's basically
Right,
the
but I,
uh,
I, I disagree. I think it could be carried out for centuries. And when you've got shipping lanes, you're trading. It's basically don't fuck with me and I won't fuck with you. And if somebody does fuck around, they find out that's not a political entanglement. That's a fuck you. Drop a bomb and go about your day, man. You know what I mean? Taking sides like we tend to do is the entanglement. You know what I mean? Even right now, if we weren't entangled, we would just be selling weapons to Hamas and Israel. You know what I mean? There it is, son. You know what I
right.
mean? No sides picked.
But I mean, in order to actually get us to the level that we're at, in order to get us to the top of the food chain in the global trade, we're going to need to step on some heads. and we're going to need, to eventually end up creating enemies. That you can't build power without enemies.
But again, that's not political entanglements, man. You know what I mean? You're not taking sides. Like
But yeah,
again, it's fuck
I
around and
guess, yeah,
find out.
right,
You know what I
right,
mean? Building bases around the world, shit like that, that's entanglement.
right. I
Man.
mean, I don't know if I guess I believe that global conflict is inevitable. When it comes to the order of the world, when it comes to the order of the world, it's not going to be the order of the world minus those guys. Like we're in a completely new era where there is no actual national sovereignty. We're in a fucking era where globalism is running deep. You know,
We did that to
and,
ourselves though with like NAFTA and shit. Getting rid of the manufacturing is what kind of did that to us, man. If we were making products that the rest of the world wanted to purchase, it would be one thing, but instead we're the ones buying the products. You know
right.
what I mean?
I
And so
think a,
that's where that comes into play.
I think a lot of that had to come, along with our, domination of the world. I guess, with actually getting to the level that we're at. If I forgot the original fucking premise, but yeah, I don't know. I just feel like in order to reach the level that the United States has come to, where basically the rest of the world is basically put their trust in the United States and shit to basically be the I guess fucking referee of the world and shit, or to fucking be the uh, centralized fucking currency of the fucking world. Um, yeah, that's you can't have that status without getting into political entanglements with other. And again, the word entanglements, I guess, is the offsetting word, right? So I guess uh, without ruffling feathers, and at the same time without you know building some sort of alliances with the other people in the rest of the world, it's inevitable that other alliances will get built that will eventually overpower you. You know,
I think we've been safe for centuries, and it's because of our location and the fact that there's a billion guns around, man. And I don't see it being overpowered. And again, it's a trade. It's a one hand wipes the other. And like I said, it boils down to manufacturing, the
it,
creation of goods that other people want to purchase, man.
it
And
doesn't
and
even
just
have to be
because
a it doesn't even have to be physical overpowering. If we don't want to play ball with the rest of the world, well, the rest of the world can play ball, and then we're just going to be the people sitting in the fucking dugout with our finger up our ass. you know it's
I mean,
not
it's
it's not
it's
just
it's capitalism, bro. It's free market. It's you got to create the product that people want. You know
right,
what I mean? I mean, regardless of what other people do, if they want your product, they're going to pay for it. You know what I mean?
right. I mean, that's the thing, is our product is currency. That's
But
that's our national
our
product. Yeah.
right, because of purchasing again, because we're not manufacturing. We're paying other people to manufacture or buying what they manufacture.
Yeah.
It's a redundancy, man. When America was at its zenith, it was because we were a manufacturing hub of the planet. That's why we built the best cars, we built the best TVs, and we've always built the best weapons. You know
Right.
what I mean?
And that again in itself is going to get you into some fucking political hot water. I mean, unless we just continue to do what we're doing already and just like fuck it, we'll fund both sides of the war, all over
Right,
the
that's
world,
what I mean. It's Lord of War type shit, man. You
right?
know what I mean?
But I mean, then again, it's I don't know, it's and at the same time, you would have to be able to trust that there's no fucking backdoor deals being made, and that fucking all of our politicians are fucking only selling to fucking on a even fucking level to everybody all around the world, and there's absolutely no fucking nepotism
Again,
anywhere.
if there's no political entanglements, your politicians wouldn't be selling a fucking thing. They'd be here in D.C. doing their job. You
Right?
know what I'm saying? It's private companies that do the selling. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah,
America just guarantees the protection of American ships, and that's the gist of it. You know what I mean? And that's the way
yeah,
it was meant to be.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I personally, again, globalization is inevitable. You're not going to maintain just a complete isolationist continent. I mean, fucking China tried it for a long time and it did pretty damn good for them, but inevitably they opened themselves up to the fucking rest of the world, and now they are what they are today. It's it's progress. It's fucking yeah. Even the fucking Tibetan monks and shit now have fucking YouTube channels and shit. Like it's fucking the way of fucking the world. It's the way of fucking life. It's inevitable. There's you know I don't know. Like I say, fucking we can't really stop it. The only thing that we could really kind of do is try and fucking again, like I say, make better people to create a better world. But again, that's even kind of a pipe dream. I think we're
Yeah.
I think we're inevitably headed toward globalist fucking total control. And it's the whole fucking you will own nothing and be happy. You will eat the bugs and think it's a fucking hamburger type thing. I think that's kind of inevitable. I think really the only thing that we could do is try and fucking close ourselves off now to fucking at least try to save face. Try to fucking prevent um, complete fucking takeover, I guess. But ultimately, I don't think America can remain isolationist for that long. I think that basically we need to become isolationist, for a good little while in order to basically kind of regroup and rediscover what America actually is, rather than, the American empire that we've been for the last fucking 70 fucking some years,
I think people confuse isolationists with non-interventionists and self-preservationists. You know what I mean? And again, I mean, there's a vast difference between globalism and global trade. You know what I mean?
Well,
Again, like
what's
globalism is like the UN and the WEF trying to dictate what you have to do for the climate. You know what I
well,
mean? Where
what's the difference between interventionism and political entanglements?
that's why I said you know uh, that would be the exact opposite of that. You know what I'm saying? They would be fucking, non-interventionists. You know what I mean?
All
Like
right.
I'm not saying intervene. Intervening is fucking up. That's entanglements. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's why I'm saying not non-interventionists and self-preservationists. You know what I mean? It's again, if you take care of your own country, I mean, the vast majority of the rest of the world really tends to do that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like we're the only ones that are constantly in everybody's shit, and it's because we're the fucking morons that will continue to put ourselves trillions and trillions of dollars in debt to be people's fucking heroes, man. You know what I mean?
How much of the rest of the world really does take care of themselves, though? How much of that is actually just fucking foreign aid and fucking different sorts of
They do, especially Europe, Western countries. I mean, up until Trump, they weren't even putting in their part of like the UN and whatnot. They rely on us for their military. That's why they can spend on all these social programs and whatnot. And again, because we're there with a checkbook like idiots. You know what I
right.
mean? Opening bases and shit like that. And if we weren't there, it would either, it would make them either defend themselves, and then also you're open for business, man. You know what I mean? Instead of providing that security, we can do that. We can send mercs over there, but you're going to hire them as mercs, as contractors. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah. Like I don't know. Like I say, I just personally think that America being entangled with the rest of the world is not a possibility. I think we could, like I say, we can push for it for a little while, but I don't think it's going to be a sustainable thing. I don't think we could basically close ourselves off to the rest of the world. Uh, you know. Uh, for very long, without the rest of the world moving ahead and just kind of stepping over us.
I guess, like I said, it's not closing off. I'm not saying isolationist. You know what I mean? Like I said, if you're trading, you're communicating. You know what people want. You're trying to stay. It's business, man. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You let the businessmen do their fucking thing, and you keep the politicians out of it. And that right there would completely change the game. And again, this is all white pill fucking unicorn dreams, man. You know what I mean? I mean,
Right.
this
Right.
isn't obviously. This
But
this is almost unattainable at this point. I think we're beyond
But at the same time,
the
that would
first
also
world.
just be to imply that government's main form of trade is through currency, which it's not. It's through favors. You know, it's through favors and fucking treaties and fucking scratching backs and shit. That's how fucking political trade gets done. That's how fucking political deals get made among other countries now.
Right?
Not
I'm not talking about political deals though. You keep putting that in there. If the politicians aren't involved, it's private trade, bro. You know
right.
what I mean? It's capitalism, man. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
I don't know. I just think it's I think it's inevitable that America is going to eventually, if we have a government, period, that we are going to get back in politically entangled with the rest of the world. Like I say, I think we need a bit of isolationism to get back to what America is actually supposed to be. But again, like I say, I think fucking globalization is pretty much inevitable.
Yeah, I don't believe in isolationism.
Yeah.
Not at all.
But so back to the fucking whole Bin Laden thing, man. The fucking I don't know. The part that I find best about it with the whole fucking libs siding with it is basically the fact that they are essentially now on the side of Andrew Tate, right? I mean, all this time, that's the fucking devil. That's fucking evil. That he's teaching fucking young men to fucking be fucking strong and fucking want to fucking fight and all this and that type shit and want to fucking have different women and all this. I don't know, what the fuck ever But yeah, all of that to now fucking like, well, actually, yeah,
Right.
fucking. As you guys know, fucking Andrew Tate is as converted to Islam just not too long ago, right? It was this year, I think, actually. And yeah, so he's now fully on the side of Hamas. Not necessarily like cheering on Hamas and shit, but he's a river to the sea type guy. So it's just kind of funny, to see the complete reshifting of fucking politics right now. It's all over the fucking all over the map. Fucking there's like I say, it's not a political division in America anymore. It's a complete political fracturization or fractionalization or whatever. It's a complete shattering of the normal political lines that usually fucking keep America as a you know by fucking partisan balance type system.
Yeah, it's crazy to watch, man. Like I
Right.
said, it's a whole generation of people that absolutely despise themselves, bro. Self-loathing fucking rereads, man. And and obviously, Andrew Tate. I don't know. He's almost a clown character at this point. You know what I mean? You've seen him really kind of shift. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know, man. Hey, fuck Hamas, dude. Fuck Hamas. Fuck
Right.
Israel. I know we're fucking right. Fucking channel's cut, but
Right. But yeah, if I can, I don't know. That's the funny part I find about it. And then, of course, the whole, the obvious part, the fact that the LGBTQ community is now like, yeah, we need Sharia law. Yeah. Yeah, that it's just, like I say, it just shows the complete ignorance of the left hand side. Like I, I, uh, I constantly, go over in my mind what drives the left and the right, or how to define the left and the right. Basically, as a way to kind of point out uh, what sort of psychological factors would lead somebody to be rather left or rather right. And I find uh, a bunch of different things that kind of drive each side. With the left, so down to the philosophical side, I'd say the left is more driven by ethics, whereas the right is more driven by morality. Or the left is more about like fucking how you ought to be toward your fellow man and shit like that, whereas the right is more about how you should have an inner code yourself. Like how you should be a moral person rather than worrying about being good with the rest of the fucking people. Be yourself. Have your inner code and that type of shit. So I forgot what originally started me on this, but oh yeah, the leftists and what basically drives them to dumb shit like this, right? So basically, they are completely driven by external personality. They're completely driven by external factors, and just the fact that American politics or American society within the last fucking I guess 70 years has basically been 100% guilt based society ever since the Civil War era and all that stuff. Both sides have basically been driven by guilt. And so basically what drives the guilt on the left is basically social justice and shit like that. And what drives the guilt on the right is basically what, you know, the loss of our moral code, or basically the loss of our, you know, of what made America great again. And so yeah, I guess that's, you know, why I feel like the left is just constantly being ripped into different parts, is basically because they just side with whatever emotional logic tells them is correct, you know, rather than what, you know, the right would side with, which would be what rational logic tells them is correct.
Yeah, it's definitely feelings over logic, man. I mean, like you were talking about, the Bin Laden letter. I mean, it's they let you know, man, that they will cut your head off, bro. You know what I'm saying? That you're a deviant, that you're a homosexual, that you know what I mean, that you're into deviant acts, and they can read that black and white. They're the ones talking about it and posting about it, which either they're morons or didn't actually read it. You know what I mean? But they're telling them right to them, like, and they're out there like, yeah, we need to get Sharia's, hooray Hamas. That like that meme that's going around, right, with the chick, she's like holding the sign, like, gays for Palestine, dude, and they run off together, and then the next thing, the fucking like the kid's head's rolling by. You know what I
Right.
mean? Absolutely ridiculous, bro. It's sad to watch. It's I mean, but at the same time, you get in that like Obanhino says, it's not a double standard, it's a single standard. It's us and them, right? And that's where you see these same cats trying to pull down fences around Capitol buildings and whatnot. And it's not an insurrection; it's a mostly peaceful protest, and it's fucking insanity.
Right. Yeah. It's not a fucking fuck, I forgot the joke. I already killed it, but it's basically the whole fucking thing is it's I was gonna try and circle it back to, it's not an organization, it's an idea.
Right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Like, and I was actually kind
not
of
an
thinking about,
organization; it's a feeling.
right. I was actually kind of thinking about that. Like, we could actually technically say that exact fucking sentiment about MAGA.
Right?
It's not an organization. It's a fucking movement.
Yeah,
Like we say
actually.
all the time, you know, MAGA is not Trump. You know, just because Trump is at the head of fucking the MAGA party right now doesn't mean that Trump is the fucking physical embodiment of MAGA. You know, like you say, there's lots of things that Trump does that we disagree with, but just at the moment, you know, he's the fucking the head of MAGA. You know, but again, MAGA is not an organization; it's an idea.
Right. And MAGA's been around for a long time. I mean, this obviously came from Reagan's run.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And yeah, like you said, Trump's just the current avatar. But it's for sure wild times out here. Crazy time to be alive, man. You're watching idiocracy unfold in front of you in real time. Pretty insane.
sure. Shit, speaking of idiocracy, you want to get to talking about old fucking Mike Johnson? Who? Right, fucking so. Oh, Mike Johnson, man. He's basically super Christian Kevin McCarthy. That's the only difference. That's all that we accomplished.
Except
So
for he endorsed Trump. He says he's from Magastown, dude.
right,
You know what I'm saying?
right,
That's it. That's it.
yeah. But I mean, at the same time, dude, like Chip Roy was saying, dude, like one fucking thing. What have the has the Republicans accomplished? You know, at all, you know, anything, even fucking that, you know, even this right here, we spent all this time, you know, getting Matt Gates, I mean, getting Kevin McCarthy fucking removed, and then we install somebody, and you know, like, oh, you know, the whole reason we got him removed is because of, you know, he's passing a continuing resolution, when the stipulations of getting him elected in the first place was we have to do single subject spending bills, and then he never got the ball rolling on those, so we removed him, put a new person in, and then again, this person never got the ball rolling on any sort of single subject spending bills. Hasn't even talked about it at all yet, and now he's just passed for a continuing resolution through the holidays, right?
Right.
So that's why I say, you know, it really is. You know, I totally feel Chip Roy right there. You know, just what the fuck are we doing? You know, like what the fuck is this? And you know, like I said, the whole the sentiment behind the Matt Gaetz move and everything was correct. You know, it basically put pressure on these people and basically, you know, make them, you know, concede, you know, push to the bitter, put to the bitter end. But now we're seeing basically these uh, debt ceiling looming and all this and that type of shit. It's basically being turned into bad optics. You know, it's basically being turned into you know, like, oh, you know, like they're not getting anything done. They're doing nothing for you guys and stuff like that. You know, and every time they just, you know, the debt ceiling's looming and shit, and then they start posting about it all over the media, and then what happens? The fucking Speaker of the House caves. You know, it's doing it time and time again. The entire ever since 2022 when we took the House, every single time, you know, they've just straight caved. You know, and yeah, you know, it's just really, you know, like I said, if he doesn't get started with single subject spending bills like immediately, like this week, then what the fuck was it all for? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah. I mean, you know, I agree with 100% of everything that you just said. You know what I mean? But in his defense, I mean, you know, we know. I mean, he's releasing tapes. He did bring MTG's bill to the floor. You know, to impeach Mayorkas. Unfortunately, we had 8 Republican turncoat pieces of shit vote against it. But you know, the dude is trying. You know what I mean? And he swears he's going to come back with something after the holidays, as far as the funding bill. Again, this could be wishful thinking. I mean, you know, it could be, you know, like you just said, Kevin McCarthy 2.0, because it sure seems like it's headed that direction right now. You know what
Right.
I mean?
It's especially since this, you know, continuing resolution is only through the holidays. So
Right.
basically what he's saying is we're going to wait up until the last minute and then I'm going to bring some, then I'll have something for you guys that you really like. Like,
Yeah. Well, that 5,000 pages we're gonna have
right.
to cram through in fucking 12 hours, dude.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
He's basically saying that, oh, I'll get to work on a new omnibus bill right now. Like, no, no, you're missing the entire point. You know, like I say, I get, you know, fucking, you know, he's bringing, you know, these, you know, stuff forth. He's bringing, you know, the impeachment hearing of Mayorkas forth and all that. But Kevin McCarthy did too. He brought forth, you know, the Hunter Biden investigations, all this stuff that we have going on, and like we said, that's basically all that the Republicans having the House is, you know, that we're capable of doing right now is basically, you know, bringing stuff to the light. You know, we have subpoena power, we have fucking, you know, gavel power, all that shit. You know, we could hold
Right.
up spending, and we could, you know, launch investigations and all that. We could launch impeachment inquiries and all that. So yeah, basically, you know, and then we could change at least something, you know, make at least one sort of change to make things, you know, to make, you know, government spending of our money at least just a little bit more transparent. You know, just give us that at least. You know, like I said,
Yeah, but you know,
it's
the
all feeling
Dems
like
control the
political
Senate.
theater.
It is.
Yeah,
It is because, you know, it's not going to pass. You got a
right,
Dem Senate. You got a Dem president. You know, if one of those two, it's going to be stopped. You know what I
right.
mean? That's like you said. That's all they can do right now is write strongly worded letters, try to subpoena people, and they are. But you know, basically, especially like the Bidens, they're all like, "Fuck you, dude." You know what I mean? Do
Yeah,
something. You know,
yeah.
and you know,
But I
I
mean,
don't know. What do you think? Is it
at
leading to
this,
a pardon?
what, uh, fucking Biden pardoning Hunter and just saying
Yeah.
fuck it, probably. Probably. Like I say, if it can, Biden is not going to run in 2024. Like the Dems won't let him run in 2024. So I think they're just going to say, like, hey, you know what? We'll let you do this last thing. You know, pardon your son. Boom. End of story. Get lost. You know, and then they're going to fucking pull the old switcheroo, try and throw in Gavin Newsom or, you know, something like that. Which, you know, I don't know if you're listening to Turley earlier, but yeah, Gavin Newsom is polling worse than Biden. You know,
That's great.
you're
That's
right,
fucking
dude.
great.
Yeah, so I mean, the Democrats do not have a fucking snowball's chance in hell in 2024. Again, I don't like saying that because dude, I just get flashbacks to Red Wave 2022, bro. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
I I do not like saying that at all, you know. But according to all the polling, dude, like you said, Trump has never been this far ahead, like ever at all. You know, like Trump is literally crushing it. And, you know, I don't think that they could pull that big of a Pied Piper, organized, movement to basically make us think like, yeah, dude, Trump's gonna win, and then just we get
Did
complacent like we did in 2022.
did you hear like Tim's theory on that?
What's that?
Like he was basically saying Arizona was like a demo. How here in like in Maricopa County and shit, how they printed the ballots on the wrong size paper, so they wouldn't print and shit. And
Mhm.
he's basically saying like he could see that happening fucking nationwide. Like, what's your opinion on that, man?
So I don't know. I think if they do something like that nationwide, I think it'll be big enough that a judge will be able to order a new election be held. Like they did in they set the legal precedent for it up there in shit, what was it, New Hampshire or Vermont or one of those northeast states. Remember you're talking about it like last week or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, I think if it's that bad enough to the point where no, the optics are complete fraud, on either side, then I think a judge could probably try and save what's left of our nation by just let's do it over. Let's fucking make sure every single bug is fixed. You know, one more time. you know, we
You'd hope, right?
we know that it's possible, and it's not like we have. It's not like fucking. It's oh, it's absolutely pressing. We need to make sure that this election is done. Before fucking January. Otherwise the world is gonna collapse. You guys, like, no, like if it's not done correctly, then we're gonna do it again. Like I think that's the only way that we could actually, that the electors could save any sort of face within the country. Like we've talked about, continuously on the show. Shit, Roseanne may be right. There's so much disillusion and disbelief in our electoral system right now that if something like that were to go off and a judge doesn't order a new election or basically a redo, to fix the bugs and redo it, then yeah, dude, I think this nation's going to blow up, and I don't think that they want that. I think I'm pretty sure any sort of level-headed judge would just be like, "Fuck it, do it again."
I mean, but you look at 2020 and judges refuse to hear shit. I'm standing. Like they basically wouldn't even listen to Trump's cases and shit. You know what I mean? And the Supreme Court refused outright. Like we ain't touching that with a fucking 10-foot pole, man. You know what I mean? So
Right.
you'd hope, especially with how many judges that Trump got in place, because he got hundreds of federal judges.
And then
Not even talking about the fucking Supreme Court, but
not to mention, the legal case precedent that's been, set since the 2020 election, like here in Arizona with Carrie Lake, she's actually gotten a lot done. Like, I mean, they don't report on it very much, but, a judge has basically, they can't really overturn the election, but the judge has basically found that, yes, there was widespread election manipulation going on, that, something nefarious did go on in the Arizona election. So I mean, there is legal precedent for a judge to basically actually take up the case and not just dismiss it, off of what it might end up leading to, because as we see, them just dismissing it is leading to basically the same thing as if they were to actually look into it. It's almost kind of like when you don't have the actual truth, then perception is reality.
right, yeah.
And
Yeah,
so I think,
it's rough out here.
right,
For
I,
real. The
I,
perception is all fucked up, man.
I think they found that out, man. I think they're starting to. I don't think they expected Trump to be this relentless. I honestly don't think that they expected him to be willing to, like, fuck it, send me to prison, then, motherfucker. I'm still running. I'm still gonna call you a bitch. Like,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think they expected that kind of heart from Trump. Like, dude, like, in any just about any normal man facing everything that Trump's facing would have probably fucking folded a while ago. And so yeah, just
Yeah, especially the money wise. I mean, he's talking, he spent a couple hundred million already in fucking legal fees. And I mean, he's got, his kids are involved. Like that right there will make
right.
a lot of people just give in once they start fucking with his kids,
Yep.
you know?
Yep. But I guess the like Trump says, the one thing that keeps him going is all the support that he has out here, and just the fact that it's fucking it's growing by the day. Those poll numbers, man. That's, like I say, that's not really something that you could fake very easily. and just the way that the left is reacting to it, that those are real, dude. Like those are real fucking poll numbers, man.
And what about Rob DeSantis, bro? Like he's sank to like fifth in New Hampshire now and stuff. And you still got like fools like Dave Rubin out here, like he's gonna surprise people when it comes to Iowa. You know what I'm saying? Like
right.
even if he wins Iowa, even if that were to happen, bro. Like
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't see that fucking making a difference in any way, shape, or form. Like he won a single state.
I think a lot of these content creators that are still pro DeSantis really just are on contract. Like, the DeSantis campaign, like, all right, you guys are going to support DeSantis through fucking the election season. And then, they're probably just fucking contractually obligated to, DeSantis, he's our man. Like, fucking shit. I'm going to lose all my audience, man.
Half of them done moved to Florida, so they're looking for tax breaks and stuff. Huh?
Right. Yeah, dude, that too, man. All the fucking conservative content creators moved to Florida, man. So
right.
Yeah, they're probably
and
getting.
There's no income tax, so they get all their shit on fucking property and sales tax. So
yeah,
they're looking for a cut on that property a little bit.
right. Trying to get that Disney status around here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. Oh man, fucking let's see what else we got. So yeah, speaking of fucking Trump, man. I mean, like we said, dude, the dude's winning, man. I guess he just won in Colorado. He just won in Minnesota. The gag order has been lifted. Like the dude's fucking crushing it left and right. Like
keeping the game must be winning. Yeah, right. Dude. Like the judge blatantly said up in New York, bro, that you can't gag him from talking about your staff. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's fucking absolutely insane. Right. During an election season that he's running for, and he's in the opposing party that you're rooting for, like, yeah, no, definitely not. We're not a banana republic, really. I mean,
but the big one, dude, Colorado, right? That was a liberal judge that is on paper for donating to liberal causes that specifically try to remove people running for office that were Trumpers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And that sucked for her, bro. She's hated life. She doesn't even want to go home and look her family in the face right now.
It seems like Colorado seemed like it was like the litmus test too. Like if it passes in Colorado, we're gonna do it everywhere. Like, well, didn't pass in Colorado. Go ahead and try everywhere else, motherfuckers. The fucking case precedent's already there, man. They're just fucking, oh, well, in Colorado, this judge already actually found this. Oh, okay, case dismissed. Get the fuck out of my court.
Yeah, but they're pressing forward, I guess, in Wyoming, man. They're still pushing forward with it.
Wyoming.
Yeah, Wyoming. That's a Republican state, bro.
Right. That's an odd one. I wouldn't expect that one, man. I mean, I could even understand Florida, fucking DeSantis. Oh, no, I don't want Trump on here, But yeah, Wyoming. That's kind of weird. Right. I guess it's close to fucking Cheneyville. Yeah.
Yeah, with Trump in Florida. Speaking of that, he's done had state reps there turn from DeSantis and endorse him and shit.
Yeah,
like live on stage. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, DeSantis is fucking done, man. That dude's
ruined his career, bro.
Fucking ruined, man.
As far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
Yep.
And then he just keeps sticking his foot in his mouth. Now he's talking about we need to go stand with the Christian Armenians, dude. You know what I mean? He's turning into a straight up Lindsey Graham right now, bro.
Yep. Fucking yeah, dude. They're gonna write books on Ron DeSantis. How to fucking destroy your career.
Drastic descent.
Yeah, dude, that was pretty bad, man. But
that sucks, bro. Like he's like, dude, you were the chosen one, dude.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Like you were next, bro. You were gonna be the guy. Fuck.
For real, man.
And you were just saying about the Democrats don't have anybody, that Newsom polls lower than Biden. Who does the Republicans have after Trump's exists, bro? And then right. I'm a huge Rand Paul guy, but dude, he doesn't have the appeal. He doesn't have the The
Yeah.
personality pop, bro.
And again, it's not, it's not like it's, that easy. It's not like it's, the Republican Party is coming to terms with the fact that, like, the numbers that we have right now, those aren't Republican voters. Those are Trump voters.
Mm-hmm.
That you can't just, oh well, we're gonna put in a new guy, and it's basically the same thing, just different. Like, no, people aren't gonna vote for that. Like we said, it's Trump or nothing on this side. It's Trump or nothing in MAGA town right now. And that just is what it is. Like, I think
Yeah,
that a lot of
you
people
don't
are
want to vote for
turned
Chris
from
Christie's, dude.
that, right? I don't, they can, dude, I don't know, man. Nikki Haley, dude, she reminds me of like every fucking high school or middle school principal and shit, dude. Like,
She's always talking like this and shit, like she's got lockjaw,
right.
dude.
Like, oh, we can't have you guys calling each other by your nicknames anymore. Nope, you're
Yeah,
gonna need your Jesus name, gonna need your government name. Like, nope, no
right.
more calling. Yeah, she's
And
like that
and
type
her,
of person.
her real name's like Beelzebub or something.
Right, right. Fucking, so
She's
like
got
knit,
some really weird name, dude.
right, like fucking Nitaraka or something like that. Like, yeah, it's a
Yeah.
yeah, complete fucking hypocrisy, man. Fucking, but yeah, I'll be going to get us a dab ready, man. Well, I guess not us. Get me a dab ready. If you guys want to smoke too, man, go ahead and hop on in. Oh, we got 2 people on YouTube right now. Let's see what we got going on Crumbles. Well, we got 6 people watching. How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Liberty Bowl. Let's see what we got coming up next. Oh yeah, fucking Xi Jinping visiting San Francisco. Welcome back to the show.
Thank you.
So, as you guys saw over this last week, Gavin Newsom went ahead and decided to turn over a new leaf, and he went ahead and decided to use the tax dollars of California to once and for all clean up the streets of San Francisco. Maybe not once and for all, maybe like, for the weekend,
Once for the
well,
week, right?
right, for the week, while while his idol is in town, right? Yeah, freaking, I actually practiced that line quite a bit because I had to re-record the one from my video like 20 different fucking times. I hate doing standalone videos sometimes because I get so like self-conscious about, hey, fuck, dude, like I should have said this, like I got to re-record it now.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, it takes me all day to record standalone videos.
4.5 minute video, dude. It's all 4.5 hours later. You're, fuck yeah,
Right,
it's ready to go, bro. It's editing.
right. Take 43. Yep. But yeah, so fucking apparently Xi Jinping came down to San Francisco to go ahead and have a chat with old Joe Biddens. Right. So there's a couple different things from this. Obviously the whole fucking Gavin Newsom actually using people's tax dollars to clean up the city. That's one aspect of it. There's the whole basically what the meeting was for, which was basically to obviously talk foreign relations and backroom deals and shit like that, and then also to talk about curbing the amount of fentanyl that China is sending to the Mexican cartels to poison our fucking citizens. Not stopping it, slowing it down a little. Yeah, fucking absolute ridiculousness, man. And then afterward, we got the aftermath of the Joe Biden interview, where you could tell that Anthony Blinken really not proud of him, man. Definitely not proud of you, Biden, man. You could visibly see it on the dude's face, man. But yeah, you want to go ahead and give your take while I hit this dab, man?
Like you said, man, it's pretty hilarious that after years of decay in California, where they have apps for you to not step in human shit on the sidewalk as you roll around, man. They cleaned it up overnight, basically. Dracula himself came out to let you know. You think we just cleaned this up because G and them's coming? You're right, because it's true. You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, what the fuck, man? You know what I mean? Straight peace. This guy obviously has, presidential aspirations. And if you want, an app nationally to not step in shit, he's your man, dude. Vote for Dracul. You know what I mean? And of course, I don't see Xi coming to negotiate anything about fentanyls. I'm sure that was just a public talking point. You know what I'm saying, for the Biden's regime. That dude's all about money. You know what I mean? He's the chairman, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's not. We call him president. He's the chairman, dog. And he came here to get some business going. That was the deal. And I'm sure, in particular, with California, we know, Dracula was just over there visiting, spanking little Chinese kids on the basketball court. And, you know, yeah, what a piece, man.
Yeah, that video,
Put on a show.
that video of him fucking knocking down the kid on the basketball court is fucking great. Yeah, what a
Right. Like,
politician, man.
why would you spank him, dude? You fucking
Right.
idiot.
Oh, you know why.
Right. He was like, that was instinctual, man.
All right. Faking, sorry, force a habit. Oh, the habit's hard to break, So I got the video pulled up here of Anthony Blinken's face while the reporter asked Joe Biden. So basically, Joe Biden has previously said that he believes that Xi Jinping is a dictator, and so they basically asked him, "Do you still think Xi Jinping's a dictator after having sat down and met with him today?" And he basically responds, "Yeah, he's still a fucking dictator," and you could see Anthony Blinken's face. He's visibly um, face palming right now.
As a dictator, this is a term that you used earlier this year.
Well, he is. I mean, he's a dictator in the sense that he
President, after today,
He was like,
would you still refer to President Xi as a dictator?
Yeah, as soon as he asked the question, he looks up like, "Fuck, what's he about to say?" and,
right.
and then watch his face
Fuck.
after the answer. Like, oh no, 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 no.
This is a term that you used earlier this year.
well, he is.
Like, he really is trying to start World War III, dude.
That face
guy.
right there, dude. Fucking face palm, dude. Oh man, dude, that's probably got to be fucking Anthony Blinken's the thing that keeps him up at night is just fucking thinking of Joe Biden answering questions. Just the thought of Joe Biden fucking actually talking to the media, going off the cuff, like that's probably fucking uh, probably is everyone in the Biden administration. It probably definitely old Karine Jean Pierre, dude. She's probably got to fucking have get a couple gray hairs every single time a new clip emerges of Joe Biden, dude. Because oh man, she is a professional fucking liar.
She's horrible at it. But remember when Peter Ducey asked her, like, when Joe Biden talks, basically to the effect, if he talks off the cuff, like, what swear word do you say first? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even she rolled, bro. Even she, you know what I mean? Even she fucking was rolling about it. Like, that's real shit.
Shit, really is though, man. Like, that guy is a fucking he's a walking train wreck, dude. Like now that he's in the captain seat, we really get to understand the true meaning of never underestimate Joe Biden's ability to fuck shit up. It's become ever apparent, now that he's got the full spotlight on him at all times, man. Like, and it's I don't know. I don't know who would ever want to be president, man. That's something I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy. I mean, they got watch. Let me pull this one out. Like down to, I get it. It's cringe, but like it's a little fake ceremonial sip, I guess, But dude, like just that much scrutiny on you at all times, dude. Like that's got to be fucking nuts. And especially when you're somebody as terrible as fucking Joe Biden, dude. Could you imagine fucking
Right.
Joe Biden, as crooked as he is, with all the fucking, the shit that he must have on his fucking conscience? Actually, could you imagine like how that must be, knowing that he's got a microscope with a fucking spotlight and a camera up his ass 24/7? Like, yeah, just look at this random ass fucking just video.
Here, welcome.
terrible though,
Bon
dude. He
appetit.
should have at least let it touch his lips and shit.
I get it. Yeah, I get it. It's cringe and shit, but it's like, why is this news? Why are we talking about this right now?
Right.
Right. And fucking Maui Joe. Is this that clip? Why is it terrifying the internet? Let's see.
Right. It's terrifying the internet, dude. Going to sleep, dog. You see the one where it's all Joe Biden's got 3 chins, bro?
Nuh-uh.
Like his chin's like split into 3, dog. It's pretty insane, man. And then all of a sudden it's gone for weeks, and then it's like, oh, the pointed chin's back.
Is it like an actual video or?
There's like one of them he's talking, one of them's Blinken's in that one too. He's like standing behind him in a doorway, and Biden's like, whoa. I think they might have been in Israel.
Let's see what else we got on here. Freaking trying to make sure that we don't just get caught up in watching video clips, man. See, Biden says California Governor Gavin Newsom can have the job he's looking for. Dictator.
Clickbait,
I
man.
want to talk about Governor Newsom. I want to thank him. He's been one hell of a governor, man. Matter of fact, he could do anything you want. He could have the job I'm looking for.
You have the job I'm looking for. Yeah, he didn't say he could have the job he's looking for. He said he could have the job I'm looking for. What kind of fucking job is Joe Biden looking for? Who the fuck would hire him?
He's looking for his
obviously.
next term, man.
Right.
The only job at this point.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm fully convinced that Joe Biden's not going to be running in 2024.
I mean, he's a sock puppet, dude. As long as they can keep him fucking conscious.
They can't. They can't, and that's the problem. And at the same time, his fucking mouth is the problem. It's not even his age. It's him. It's fucking
right.
They're not worried about his health. They're just worried about how Joe Biden's ability to fuck shit up.
Steep cognitive declines, dude.
Yep. And fucking this vidya right here, fucking old Grandpa Trump. This one's been making its rounds lately. And it really just it's not necessarily something political, but it really just kind of does show you the humility and the humanity of the man,
I know, right? No grandpa.
Under 4 indictments, they're trying to put that man away for the rest of his days and then some. He still got time to take his granddaughter to school.
Them old ladies are in there like, oh God,
right?
The Dons,
right? And they're fucking smirking. Right?
And he's strolling through with fucking Secret Service and shit. Damn, fuck around.
Right? Yeah. Let's see. So we got through that one. We got through that one. Oh, all right. Ready to talk about old Candice and Ben real quick?
Sure.
All right, man. So fucking Candice Owens and Ben Shapiro of the Daily Wire are having beef right now. It's like it's serious. It's like serious to the point where Ben Shapiro basically said you could go ahead and resign if you want. You could fucking leave. Yeah. I don't know if I get it. So the whole thing is basically Ben Shapiro is a Zionist fucking psychopath. You know, he's a Zionist fucking warmonger right now. He's a Zionist neocon establishment fucking shill, right? And Candace Owens, you know, she's America first, you know, and she just basically points out, you know, Ben's fucking hypocrisy, and Ben basically what was it? What was I'm not sure what originally started it, whether it was basically Ben saying that I think it was she made a comment saying that you know, basically America should stay out of it or something like that, and basically Ben says that her comments were despicable or something. I don't remember exactly, but basically the whole gist of it was you know, Ben Shapiro was a neocon establishment Zionist, and Candace Owens, you know, is basically pointing out the hypocrisy of Ben Shapiro, and he's it's some serious beef. You know, like I said, he's told her go ahead and resign. What's your take?
Now, now, apparently, you know, stemming from that, saying Christ is King is tantamount to anti-Semitism. Pretty funny shit all over the Twitter spheres, right? Because that's one of the things that she posted, and of course, that's hateful. And
Right.
you know, of course, Ben, like you said, the dude's completely off his rocker, psychotic as shit at this point. Has been for weeks. Like she herself went on to point out on the old Tucker show. And you know, she is definitely the calmer mind in this, but I consider them both kind of insufferable. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I did forget that was one point that I did want to lead out on. I don't like either of these fucking people, but they are just, you know, two people on the conservative you know, podcast sphere. So it's news right now. You know, it's beef within our ranks. You know, so it's
Yeah.
but yeah, definitely not a big fan of either one. But go ahead.
Yeah, and Ben, obviously, we know he's turned into an anti-Trumper, man. He's kind of a Kinzinger at this point. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's hard to even listen to him speak. I mean, every show is just warmongering, and you know, and then when you, of course, you know, like you're saying, she's pointing out hypocrisy. Other people are doing it too. That video's making its rounds where he's like, "You think Israel needs the United States to fight for it? Israel could defend herself." You know what I mean? And then you know, fast forwards 3 hours later, you know what I mean? And it's like, it's imperative that the United States help Israel. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
yeah,
The best
you know.
thing that the United States could do right now, the number one thing that America should be doing is helping Israel. That should be number one thing on America's mind right now is helping Israel.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Not to cut back on, you know, going almost a fucking $3 trillion deficit in the last year. You know what I mean? Don't worry about that. Let's worry about Israel's, bro. And you know, Candice, basically, she's coming at it from a Christian point of view, as far as isn't killing like killing. You know what I mean? And you know, so yeah, I mean, I definitely take her side in the situation. I think Ben's a lunatic, and if by pushing her out there, he's going to lose a decent aspect of the Daily Wire. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like it's going to shut him down or anything like that, but she is like the MAGA voice on there, bro.
Right. Yep. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if I can again, you know, like I say, I in this particular fucking case, you know, I completely agree with Candice on this. You know, I mean, she's, you know, she does point out a lot of fucking you know, the hypocrisy, especially with you know, Israel and the Jewish community in general, with the whole anti-whiteism that's been going on in America for, you know, the last, you know, few years. Yeah, they've turned a complete blind eye to it. In fact, they've even endorsed it on several occasions with, you know, the whole Black Lives Matter and all that type shit, you know. But then all of a sudden, now, you know, that they're getting attacked by the people that they fucking endorsed, you know, that were basically attacking, you know, fucking basically white Christians in America. Well, then now all of a sudden they need our help, you know, and now all of a sudden it's like, dude, we've always been like fucking buddy. We've always been best friends, you know. We would never ever say anything bad about you guys, like, you know. And it really is fucking, you know, hypocrisy. It's, you know, where were you guys when we needed you, you know? Then all of a sudden, now that you need America, you know, we're just expected to fucking be there.
Yeah, I can't listen to anybody, you know, as far as like, you know, like you were saying, they're pushing the anti-white shit, bro. And
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm a fucking white male. You know what I mean? And I can't back it anyway. I mean, I'm anti-war shit. to me, war is, last resort, necessary evil. And I'm tired of putting, our great grandchildren in debt, insurmountable debt, to defend countries that in reality don't give two shits, man, other than trying to cash a check, bro.
Right.
And if you say anything, it's always the weakest way out possible. You know what I mean? It's always, that's racism, anti-Semitism. You're a fucking anti-Semite, dude. Fuck right off, bro. I don't give two shits what your personal beliefs are. I think you're a douche. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Man. Shit, I forgot. What were we just talking about again?
I'm talking about Candice and Ben.
Right. All right. Yeah. And then, yeah, I don't know if I can. So whether or not we can, Candace Owens ends up leaving, I've been seeing a lot of people saying like, oh, dude, she should go the Tucker route. She should go like Tucker and shit. Because really, the Daily Wire has basically become the like YouTube's fucking Fox News, I guess, and they really do, they bow down to the establishment, and that's you know uh not necessarily what is selling right now. That's not necessarily what the people want, And so yeah, I guess everyone's trying to say like, oh, Candace Owens should go and do the Tucker Carlson thing. And so the thing is with fucking Tucker Carlson, obviously Tucker Carlson has a massive following, from being on mainstream news, from being on Fox News for so long. As we see, now that he's left Fox News is tanking. And yeah, I don't think Candace Owens has that sort of pull that Tucker Carlson does. And at the same time, I don't know how much Tucker Carlson makes necessarily, but I don't necessarily know if him doing videos on Twitter and interviews here and there is necessarily the same type of money that he was probably making at Fox News. But at the same time, I don't even think it's really about that with Tucker Carlson. I don't think he really cares about the money anymore. I'm pretty sure he's got enough stored away for him and his fucking kids, but yeah, I don't think that she's got that type of following that Tucker does. And I don't necessarily think she really actually has the passion as much as Tucker does. Like I say a lot about the Daily Wire. The one thing that I could say about the Daily Wire is that if the money wasn't there, they wouldn't do it. They would not do what they do if they weren't getting paid for it. And that's why I said that was kind of my whole thing with the controversy between Daily Wire and Steven Crowder back in that day. Was it really did kind of point that fact out to me, that basically the Daily Wire is the type of people that are basically, they're in it for the money. It's entertainment to them. And so yeah, I don't know. I don't think that Candace Owens is going to be able to go ahead and take off like in the way that Tucker Carlson is.
I think that Jeremy Boring apparently, supposedly, like Tim Pool's talking about, like he was, negotiating a contract with him at one point. He said that dude was like real forthcoming, honest, and that the way they structure contracts, like you work with you, like they help build you. You build a brand, you basically pay them back and make them some money, and then you're off with your own shit. But word on the street is that Tucker's starting his own production company, his own media company and shit. You know what I mean? And that's where the talk with Candice and Tucker that I heard anywhere or read anything about, and it was people saying that she should go sign with Tucker, basically like go to
That'd
his
be awesome.
new media venture. Yeah, and it could bring it. Why Tucker obviously has more of the pull, the personality, what have you. I think it'll bring in some different crowds because Candice is one of the pretty high up there, the founders of like the walk away movement. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of like ex leftists and shit, I guess, that listen to her, follow her, stuff like that normally would never hear Tucker talk unless it was some clip on the Twitter zones talking shit on him or something. You know what I mean? Like, look, he's a racist. So I mean, it could get that guy a little more exposure as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, shit. Like I said, I think that's what media is going to become. In the near future, I think mainstream media is dead. I think over the air TV is dead in general. Yeah, I think network legacy media is completely dead. I mean, maybe not completely dead, but dying. I think the future is going to be podcasters. I think the future is going to be basically you find the personality that you like the best. You find the person that you seem to agree with the most, politically or philosophically or ideologically or what have you, and then basically you get the news from that guy. You use that person's opinions and takes on the news to basically get your information and stuff. I feel like it's going to end up going that way just because it's a much more I guess kind of honest sort of reporting where people are basically just kind of going off the head. There's not necessarily a script I mean, some people use the teleprompters, but I think with podcasts and stuff like that, I think it's mainly just you know, they're attracted to the personality and they'll get their information, from that way. Much like in the same way that they'll fucking get their information from the Twitter spheres. They have their certain people that they'll follow, and then I think that's basically what the future of news and politics is going to be, especially with politics becoming pop culture these days.
Yeah, for sure, man. I see it going that route too. I mean, even older people are fucking cutting the cord and using the inner zones, man. I mean, it's going to be just as commonplace as any TV, ever was, for sure, because you're not only going to it for entertainment, but also your fucking news updates and, the weather even. Fuck. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, shit. I even watch the local news on YouTube. Like at the end of the day, every day, I right before I go to bed, I'll just because they're only like 30-second clips of them just kind of and in other news today and so, but just so I could get caught up with what's going on locally around town and shit. Most of the time it's cringe. Most of the time it's shit that I'd like to make some rant videos about. But shit. Even our local fucking news. I don't watch it on fucking TV. I watch it on YouTube still.
Yeah. I didn't even know it was on there, man, to be honest with you.
Yeah, dude. They all
I
got
don't
channels.
even fuck with it. Yeah.
But yeah, man, fucking yeah. I mean, obviously the internet is the future. The future is now.
Yeah. I get my news from cryptic dreams, dude. No, man, I like Slay, man. I like I even check out the Gateway Pundit, man. You know what I mean? The National Pulse, dude. And they put out a grip of articles, bro, pretty up to the minute, man. I like them, dude. So get a ton of news. Shite ton.
Yep. Don't forget InfoWars, man.
I heard InfoWars is probably not going to make it to the election.
Yeah, that's
Sucks,
what it's.
Man.
Yeah.
End of an era, bro.
I think it's the beginning of an era, man. I think it's the beginning of I guess the beginning of a new era. I think, Alex Jones was the beginning of this era, this like you said, basically podcasting and basically people just giving their opinions on the news. I think that's or their interpretation of the news. I think that's Alex Jones was the original. It's the dude that basically started, this type of stuff, along with, like Rush Limbaugh and that type of stuff. But as per the whole, conspiracy side, that was Alex Jones, man.
Oh.
So, yeah. Right. Yeah. Yes. That dude was the birth of an era, man. And yeah, I don't know. Freaking, I was talking to my lady the other day about, like how much he owes. I'm like, dude, like he owns the entire GDP of France. The dude's
right.
She was talking because that video game that's coming out with Alex Jones. Have you seen it? Mark Dice did an episode on it this morning. But yeah, dude. Like, she was all like, "Oh, dude, that's a great way for Alex Jones to start making money again." I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter any money he makes, they're gonna take it from him, But dude, as long as Alex Jones is not locked up, dude, Alex Jones is such a beloved individual, among the conservative community, among the libertarian community, among basically just about all communities, all political communities here in America, other than the leftists, obviously. But yeah, dude, that shit. I'm sure if he needed a place to stay, somebody would be like, "I have an extra house you can borrow," like,
right.
Yeah, like
the
dude's beloved, man. He ain't gonna fucking go nowhere,
Yeah, like that episode you were talking about, Mark Dice, man. I learned something new on there that he's kept it afloat because someone gifted him $8 million in Bitcoin, man.
Yep. Yeah. Like I said, dude, the dude's fucking he's conspiracy Jesus. The dude's such a fucking beloved fucking figure on the right side. Like, yeah, dude, that dude doesn't need money. The dude's gonna be all right, man. But yeah, but back to the whole thing about like, yeah, it'd be a great way for him to make money. Like, dude does not need to worry about making money. He's not gonna see a dime of it.
Right. That's so fucked, man.
Right? Yeah, dude. That's
I don't see how that's not rendered cruel and unusual punishment. You know what I
once
mean? I mean that's completely insurmountable for a single
once
person, bro.
once MAGA Towns gets into fucking office, and then they go ahead and send that up to get fucking re-looked at and shit. Maybe. Dude, honestly, that's one thing I've been thinking about, dude. Is I think that there's going to be a lot of um I don't know what the technical term would be. I guess misuse of power, trials or something, or basically I don't know what does it mean when a judge like knowingly uh goes uses political bias, or basically a judge knowingly uh I don't know
It'd be like a
freaking.
mistrial. It'd be like,
Right, right. Like basically where a judge, knowingly abuses their power, for political gains and stuff like that. People within the judicial system, abuse their power for, actual political, reasons and stuff. I think there's going to be a lot of hearings, on those types of judges, the, fuck, what's his name? Erdogan or something like that. That dude, he's definitely going to.
Engeron, yeah.
Yeah, they're definitely going to look into
Disbar him,
that
son.
guy. Fucking right, they're going to look into old fucking Fannie Willis. They're gonna look into all of these fucking people. That's why I think they're so fucking they're sacrificial. The DNC knew that fucking we don't have a snowball's chance in hell. We just need some people that are willing to completely sacrifice their fucking entire career and life's work, and they're going to be forced to resign in disgrace, disbarred, but they're going to help us hold this up up until the election time, but
Yeah.
I think the whole thing was they didn't expect you know indictments to bring more support. They expected indictments to drop his support, but every single indictment they he gained more support, and now dude he's almost at untouchable levels.
Yeah, I thought he'd slink off into the darkness, man. Speaking of which, did you see the newest Jen Psaki episode, bro? I think what is she at? MSNBC or CNN, one of the two, man. But she had what the hell's his name, Jamie Raskin on there, and they were talking about Trump, and of course Raskin's Chicken Littling it up. But they played a clip, from Trump being interviewed where he's going on talking about naming the things that Biden's doing, like weaponizing the DOJ, prosecuting political opponents, yada yada. And then Psaki's putting it out as if he was saying that's what he's gonna do. You know what I mean? Like it was. I mean, dude, asinine, bro.
Wait, so Raskin was saying what Biden was doing, and
No,
they
no.
okay, all right, I mixed them up. What was it?
It was. It was. I mean, Raskin was there. They were talking, what have you. But the main thing was the clip. You know what I mean? Where Trump's being interviewed and he's naming the things that Biden's doing, political prosecutions and
Oh,
whatnot,
okay.
weaponizing the DOJ, and then they turn it around like that's what Trump's saying. You know what I mean? Like he's going to do that by him saying like, oh, he's beating me in the polls, indict him. You know what I mean? And they're like, see, he's saying he's going to indict his political opponents. Like, no, he's
Right.
saying that's what fucking Biden's doing, dude. I mean,
Right.
dude, right in front of your face, the old switcheroos, man.
Right. That's what they've been, doing basically. Fucking, like we said, they're basically just they project, now they're even projecting their projection. Like they're saying, oh
Right.
no, he's actually the one that's projecting.
It's insane though.
He's
Like
saying
people
what
will
he's
fall
gonna
for that
do.
shit.
Right.
Right. You're like
Right.
Biden's doing this, and they're like, boom, he just told you he's gonna do that, right?
Right.
What the fuck, dude? You are
Yeah.
insane.
They said they're running out of options, man. They're like, fuck it, dude. Just accuse him of doing what we're doing, which is accusing them of doing what they're doing. Accuse him of accusing us of accusing him of accusing us. Like, yeah, that'll
Right.
fucking really get him. That'll really throw him through the loop, man. Let's see. Go ahead and pull up this old vidges right here. Bring us into our next subject. As we were talking about earlier, the interwebs. Let's go ahead and get into the talk of internet. I fucking hate the word anonymity. All right. So we got this clip from Nikki Haley. She actually did another one on I forget I think it was a Fox News or Fox interview, something like that, where she basically says the same thing, but this one she's on a radio show, basically doubling down on her idea of making everybody have to use their real name and social security number and address and a picture of them holding their driver's license right next to them as their profile photo in order to get on Twitter.
They need to verify every single person on their outlet and I want it by name. Because when
what about Smug? Does he qualify?
I've provided them with my government.
If Smug is on your driver's license, then, and look, you can put Smug in parentheses, but I want everybody's name.
I want everyone's name.
Right.
All right.
I want dictatorial powers over information.
Dude, that's that. Like I said, it's the hot button fucking issue of politics right now among politicians on both sides is how are we going to get control over the internet, over the information that people see on the internet? Because like I've been saying, man, the information superhighway is basically what's opening up this whole new awakening, here in America. Basically, it's that coupled with the complete economic downturn and people finally actually having to feel it physically, like in their wallets and everything. It's starting to wake up a lot of people. So obviously their next step is, how do we control the information that people are allowed to see on the internet? And so this is obviously one step to it. It's the whole the whole digital ID type thing that they've been trying to implement. This is basically another component of it. This is basically a soft version of it, right? And of course, like we were saying earlier, Nikki Haley, real name something I could barely pronounce. She wants everybody to use their government names on the internet, right? So I don't know. What's your thoughts on the whole internet anonymity? There you go. I got it good that time.
I think that's a way to open discourse without fear of reprisal, right? We've seen people use internet postings, shit posting to put people in jail. I mean, you had a guy that just went to jail for posting memes about fucking Hillary. And it's happened in other places. I mean, look at Count Dankula went through, man. I mean, for posting dumb shit. His dog doing his, the Roman salute. I mean, dude,
Right.
Come on. And, so obviously that's a way that you can, exchange ideas about government, what have you, open dissent without, fear of getting punished or getting canceled, man. And it's ultimately what she's looking for. She's trying to be the right version of cancel culture, and that's what she's preaching on you. And not to mention just more control of information, And she right now, with the Biden shit, trying to put forth this internet equity bill. Like, I mean, she might as well be in the Biden regime as far as that's concerned. She's a warmonger, fucking Biden, dude. you know. And like you said, the hypocrisy always runs deep with politicians. Like, she's been calling herself Nikki Haley for years. Most people probably had no idea that's not her name. You know what I mean? And I mean, what a shitbag.
Yep. Yeah, dude, fucking absolute fucking complete hypocrisy, man. And like you were saying, that's basically where you can go and state your ideas. And I feel like that's where politics really has you on. Like we comment on quite a bit. Why don't people talk about politics or religion or any of that type of stuff anymore? Because they all do it on the internet now. It's because social media, So now when people just run into each other on the streets or something like that, all they talk about is, like, I don't know, other people, or you're like, hey, how you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Like, yeah, that's because you haven't seen the sun in a couple months. You know, that's the world that we've gotten to, and I think that's,
You've been in the Matrix.
right. I think that's why we are at the point where basically we don't actually talk politics or religion around the table no more, because we don't talk around the table no more. We don't do that types of stuff. We don't have neighborhoods, block parties and stuff like that anymore. It does vary, of course. Obviously, I'm pretty sure the way that we are here in Tucson, Arizona, is probably a little bit different than the way that they are, say in the Bible Belt. I'm pretty sure they probably do have block parties and stuff like that out there, or meet your neighbors and all that type of stuff. But I think what really kind of separates it is renting and home ownership. Like in renters, you don't know your neighbors. You don't have a sense of community. It feels like when you're actually a renter. It feels where, as opposed to an owner, it feels like you own that part. That's your piece of the world. And so therefore you'd like to know your neighbors and know that they're good people, and you'd like to make friends with them. You'd like to I don't know, like I said, you'd like to make it your home, rather than just somewhere that you're staying until you can't pay rent anymore, or until you decide to move or something like that. And I think that's what's really kind of destroying the sense of community. But back to the whole internet anonymity thing. Obviously, I think you should totally be allowed to be anonymous on the internet. I think that's where you get the best points of view, is when people feel safe. you know
You gotta freak out like Salty, dude. Like, what do you want to know who Cat Turd is?
Right. Leave Cat Turd alone. Yeah, but yeah, dude, the whole internet anonymity thing, dude. Like I said, I believe that the internet, contrary to leftist belief, is not necessarily a real place, as real as it may seem. I mean, obviously you're conversing with real people, most of the time, when you go onto social media and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's really not, an actual, place. It's not somewhere that we should really be spending all of our time. It's really just a tool of humanity. It's where we could have these sorts of political discussions. It's where we could actually state our mind without having to, say it face to face. Because I guess the whole, yeah. But then again, maybe, I mean, fuck, dude, maybe you should have to say shit face to face. Maybe if you actually do want to say something you believe, then you should have to say it with your face on there. Because I mean, really, I think that's kind of what has emboldened society so much, to where we've completely lost our sense of social cohesion. We've completely lost what holds us together, by the fact, like Mike Tyson said, what's really gone wrong with the world is that people feel like they could say whatever the fuck they want to say without having to worry about getting punched in the mouth. And that's true, kind of. People just being anonymous online really is what has kind of uh, emboldened people to where we've devolved to the point of tribalism. I like to say all the time, especially on the libertarian side, basically just people that are politically aware, or we change fucking ideologies, like fucking LGBTQ changes pronouns. Like, you're like, oh yeah, I'm actually a nationalist libertarian with a slight yeah, I don't know if I could leaning toward whichever way. That's what we've become. Obviously, back, just to backtrack before it sounds too much like I'm changing my position. I'm still totally for internet anonymity. I still believe that that's the right way to go. But I do believe that is what has gotten us to the political soup that we're basically living in here in America, that's boiling. Yeah, not saying that it's wrong. It's just something that we're going to have to adapt to. It's something that we're going to have to learn to understand or learn how to work around.
I think if we didn't have the government we have, dude, that's currently fucking trying to arrest dissidents. You know what I mean? Strictly for political opinion. Yeah, I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? Like if it was,
Hmm.
a regular open society, sure, put your name on there. You know what I mean? But I agree. I think anyone should be able to make a shit posting account. Nothing wrong with that, man.
All right. Yeah, some things need to be said. Even some of the
Yeah.
most horrible things. Horrible things. Like we talk about a lot. You used to not be able to criticize Jews or Israel at all. Especially not on the internet, especially not on social media. Like,
Hmm.
dude, that's fucking half the internet right now. Is fucking talking about fucking murdering Jews and fucking from the river to the sea and fucking it's half the fucking Jews. See, even me right now, half the internet is fucking Nazi Germany right now. Like it's like I say, it's some things need to be said, but at the same time too, even bad ideas need to go out there because like I say, bad ideas need to fucking die on their own. Bad ideas need to basically kill themselves. So I mean, we need people out there fucking screaming just as much like everything should be free, man. Fucking like all the plants and the water and all that shit belongs to everybody. Those type people. We need those types of idiots because at the same time it does kind of keep us sharp. It keeps us on our toes. It reminds us where we stand.
Yin
Being able
yang, man.
to Right, being able to debate, people online and being able to, say whatever you want to completely crush, the other opposing views and stuff like that. Yeah, I think that's a really important tool for humanity in general. Just all around. Not even just politics, not even just it's anything. I think it's just a general all around tool for all humanity, except North Korea because they're not allowed. Fuck, dude. Could you imagine living in North Korea, like never having access to the internet or, seeing any sort of, TV that's not actual state propaganda? Like that's got to be insane. Mine's got to be
Yeah.
warped.
Yeah, you're not allowed to hang pictures of your family on the wall. Only the fucking glorious leader, dude. Yeah,
Right.
that's pretty wild, man, to even think about living like that. And you hear horror stories about people that have broke out of there, and about living on grass at certain points, like literal making like grass soup, man. That's
Yeah.
so fucked. I mean, beyond. You can't even imagine that level.
Right. And the funny thing is too, whenever North Korea has foreign leaders come to look at their town, you know what they do? They have fake towns and fucking make everything look super picture perfect. I feel like we've seen some local governors do that recently, right? Like California or something like that. Like there's a foreign leader that came to town and they went ahead and cleaned the place up to look like it was fucking back in the days of Full House. Like yeah, yeah, it's that's what it really is. It's all just a show. When it comes to these totalitarian and authoritarian regimes, it's all just show politics. It's all just put on a show for the outside for the rest of the world. Make it seem like everything's hunky dory. Just basically it's all sweeping our mistakes under the rug for the rest of the world to ignore. That's what authoritarianism boils down to.
Yeah, it's weekend at Bernie's, man. It's propping up a carcass, bro.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Except the carcass is your actual citizens. Like it's
It's a country. The whole
right.
damn country.
Right. Yeah, man. If I can see what else we got. Yeah, I think we got just about all of them. Oh wait, you wanna talk about the fights on Capitol Hill?
Sure.
Go on, take it away, man. So they can two whole fights up on Capitol Hill.
Yeah, the only, I mean, I don't even know these cats' names. Like I said, these are, of course, unknown reps and stuff as far as, they're like from Oklahoma and shit like that, guys you don't see on camera. But then,
Mark.
this kind of shit happens. Names come out. The one cat from California, right, is actually a ranked MMA fighter.
Right.
talking to the head, talking to the head of it, like a union head. And I guess that union head was talking shit on him on the Twitter sphere or whatnot. And so this guy is like in front of him, like, you know what I
Right.
mean? Let's scrap. And
Yep.
guy ran his mouth. Dude was gonna get up and break him off, and then you had old Burnside, dude, old Bernie Sanders, fucking the voice of reason in the room. That's pretty hilarious. But
Right.
obviously, you know where we come from, and we had guys with much more expansive minds than what we currently have, and they were known to get into a tussle in the chambers, bro. So
Yeah. Yeah. To say the least, I mean, once it got out of the chambers, all bets are off, like, yeah, you fucking
right,
shit. Challenge him to a duel, bro. Call him out, man.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And
It
then,
was a Hamilton, right? Hamilton died from that, right? Wound to the stomach from dueling.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, dude, that was the good old days. That's how free nations are ran. Like I say, a lot of people don't understand what actual freedom is. What actual uh, unabated freedom is. And that's basically what America was designed to be. And just we've basically taken America and added fluffy pillows over here and added some guardrails over here, and we fucking put little baby bumpers on the corners of everything, and that's what America is now. Like, and people think
Right.
that people call it like, oh, dude, we're so free. Like,
hmm
yeah, yeah, but yeah,
Yeah, when we were free, you get shot in the face. Now
right,
it's fucking your
yeah,
words are violence.
right. The ideas and opinions that you have actually are murder in some communities. People are dying because of the
right.
words and opinions that you hold. That's what we've
AOC,
become.
dude. I was murdered.
Right. Yep. Yeah, dude, that's what we've come to here in America. Oh, yeah, then of course the other jab that was taken upon Capitol Hill was none other than Kevin's McCarthy himself, going after one of the 8 that voted to get him removed as Speaker of the House. Basically, one of the 8 people that destroyed his life. I'm pretty sure he has all of their pictures up, like on in his room. Like, he just face starts shaking and everything. Dude, like I said, dude, that dude's in the Hall of Shame. Like, that's all bad, and that's what bugs me so much, dude. Is this new dude, Mike Johnson. He did the exact same thing that got Kevin McCarthy removed. And like I say, I get it. At least he's on the right side. At least he's not over there bending over, for the Democrats as well. So he's still better. I mean, but at the same time, dude, it's still disappointing that after all that bad optics, all we got was at least he's better than Kevin McCarthy. you know, but
Right, yeah, and actually, I think he kind of is bent over for the Democrats because this little stopgap spending bill he just pushed through was completely passed because of the Democrats. You know what I mean? It
yeah.
was only like a handful of Republicans that voted for it, and all the rest was Dems, man.
But yeah, dude, that fucking old Kevin McCarthy, man, he's as we saw in that interview, dude, he's shaking. Like, he's a shell of a man, dude. Like, you see the look on that dude's face, man. He's just like,
Mhm.
what do you mean? No, 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 no. Oh, come on now. Like, yeah, I mean, politicians are normally pretty damn good at bullshit, but that the dude's fucking, yeah, no, that was pretty blatant fucking panic mode right there.
He's usually pretty witty, man. You know what I mean? But
Right.
he doesn't. I don't think he wants to pull a Jamal Bowman and make up some elaborate story, and then it comes out it's on video and shit.
See if there's any cool vidges over on the deal rumbles real quick. Fucking Mike Johnson supports Trump 2024. Wholesome clip of Trump with granddaughter. Congresswoman Tlaib gets called out for her use of "from the river to the sea." RFK, dude, that guy, man. I don't like I say I don't see the appeal to that guy. I guess he's a anti-establishment to an extent, but yeah, I'm not a fan of that guy at all, man.
He's really not though. You know what I mean? It's just like
Right.
vaccines and fucking. It's like it, man.
And I thinking you ask your grandparents about me, right? That's pretty much his campaign. Fucking, fucking Barbara
Right,
Streisand, dude.
That's old Ron Perlman as fucking Beauty and the
Right.
Beast, bro.
Right. I saw that fucking. Actually, I haven't even seen what the fuck he says. So Barbara Streisand says she will leave the United States if Trump is victorious in 2024. It's a almost 3-minute video, man. Did you see it at all?
I just heard a clip, dude. Of course, man. You know what I mean.
Yeah.
I definitely don't have the attention span on
Yeah.
for shit like that. You know what I mean? To hear this fucking Teeb talk, dude. But it's smelling a lot like 2016 because you remember that was the whole cheer, bro. Is we're moving to Canada.
Right.
But she says she'd move to England as if that's better. I mean, dude, you think the Palestinian fucking trying to tear down barricade, mostly peaceful protest here is bad? There it was like, dude, tens of thousands. I mean, the entire downtown bridge going to London is just completely a sea of people and Palestinian flags.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking. Shit, where'd you say that was, in London?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If I can, could you imagine being in France right now? Like, how's that place been? I haven't really heard much from them lately, but I imagine with all the old Muslims that they just fucking had moving in, I'm pretty sure that they've got a whole lot of unrest going on there as well.
Not just Muslims, dude. They got a whole lot of Blixes. And it's exactly what Gaddafi said. He said, if it wasn't for me, France would be overran with Blixes. And that's what you've seen. And it's, the old, for real Africans. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And of course, you have that situation. You could call it racism. You can call it the bell curve. You can call it statistics. Crime continuously skyrockets. You actually had a police chick that was on holiday or whatever, dude, from England in France, posing in front of the Eiffel Tower and got raped. You know what I mean? Like, it's that bad at the Eiffel Tower. That's the tourist destination.
Yeah, that's what. Like I say, I think we're going to see a lot more of a more populist sentiment throughout the world. Just because all this type of shit is just from basically the humanitarians that is the humanitarianism in the world. And it's like old Yuri Bezmenov said, the ideas of fucking social justice and equality is going to lead to our downfall. And I think we're seeing that all over the world. So I think we're going to start seeing all over the fucking world is a basically a hard shift to the fucking right, or basically a hard shift toward a nation and tradition.
Yeah, trying, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've seen Maloney in Italy, right? She was supposed to be like the populist candidate, but then since she's got into office, she's backtracked and done the opposite of all the shit, especially on the immigration situation, man. Marine Le Pen has gained some serious traction in France. I mean, she barely fucking missed last time. But then in Germany, the Populist Party, they've tried to cut off their funding. They debanked their leader, basically like their Trump or whatever. You know what I mean? Bolsonaro. We've seen it was kind of a January 6th. The whole, the election's fixed. Now, they're trying to prosecute each other and shit. The same situation, bro. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So, the world is pushing in that direction, but the powers that be are pushing back pretty hard, man.
Yeah. That's what I said. I think it's going to be an interesting couple of years, but I think a lot of what's happening right now is got to do with the old information superhighways. Like I don't think they would be having the same sort of a suspicion of fraud and shit like that if it wasn't necessarily for what's going on here in America. I think a lot of the globalism, the American imperialism, the basically everything that Trump really kind of exposed about the government and stuff is it's getting passed around all over the world, and a lot of other nations are starting to re-examine how they view their own government. And that's why I think a lot of these governments are starting to try and import support. Yeah, that's what we're definitely seeing here with the Biden administration. He's definitely
Yeah.
trying to import voters, and, within the millions. Like, yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
what is it? CBP just released the numbers, man. They're saying over 10 million. And now it's to the point to where, like Indians even now, like coming from India, right? The coming through the northern border, quadrupled number, doubled number at the southern border. And then, of course, I'm sure you're well aware the Chinese nationals now is up to like 70,000 known. And then, a few hundred now on, watch lists and whatnot. So, yeah, it's going pretty good, man.
Right. Yep. There's so many different factors that are just gonna be coming to fruition within the next few years. And that's why I say I don't even know what's going to end up happening. Like I said, I think it's going to either go fucking probably one of two ways: either economic collapse or actual social collapse or collapse of basically society. Social collapse here in America. And so I think that's we have all the factors leading up to either one. So I mean, it's really kind of is it going to be either or? Is it going to be a combination of all of them? It really does seem like the whole COVID thing. If I were to kind of pinpoint a motive as to why it would be released onto the world, is because I think China saw America destabilizing with all the polarization that occurred with Trump, and so all they needed was basically just to send something out to give it a little flick, just to push it off the edge. And I think that little flick was COVID, and that's why I think basically the whole they knew it was going to probably end up destabilizing them as well as along with the rest of the world, but at least they're planning on picking up the pieces. They have fucking millions and millions of um, fucking tons of grain just stored away, just waiting, you know, just sitting there waiting. Like China's been stocking up. China's been pretty much filling up the pantry, but at the same time, they're like they're also facing economic collapse too within their housing market, and then they're also facing social collapse too with the fact that most of their younger generation is all just males that don't do anything but sit in their room and watch videos online and play video games and shit. They don't have any sort of social life. There's no their birth rates are plummeting, especially after their whole one China or one child policy basically already rocked their demographics and stuff. China's facing collapse too, but I think that they're just waiting to pick up all the pieces. I think basically all this destabilization was basically planned by China.
Yeah, man, and they've been buying up everything for years, and I'm not even talking just about like foreign, like entities or land or what have you, but like you said, like straight raw materials and goods, even steel, like dude, junk steel. Like there's, they'll buy tons of shit that we just call scrap, and then they melt that shit down and manufacture, bro. I mean,
Yep.
and then like when Trump was in office, he even had them buying our rice. You know what I mean? That's pretty insane. But they're buying it in large quantities, like you're talking about the grain and whatnot, man. Yeah, they're just getting anything they can get their hands on. And I think at this point they're even, there's talk of them cutting deal with the Ukrainians at some point, Dave. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Yeah, for grain, because the Ukraine always, ships actually normally to third world countries. But
What do you think the chances are of things just kind of stabilizing and just getting back to normal? Like I say, we talk about a lot of collapses and dooms and glooms and this and that type of shit. But what are the chances of just Trump getting back in office and basically everyone the rest of the world basically kind of like, oh shit, and Trump's back, and starting just calming down again? If I can get back to actual, good trade amongst nations and shit like that. And basically the world becomes stable again. Like I said, it's a far reaching dream. It's a far, I guess a pipe dream kind of, but at the same time, dude, Trump is pretty incredible. He's a pretty incredible human being, man. Like if, I honestly didn't think that he was going to fucking survive all of these fucking, I thought that I figured that we'd be voting for him from a jail cell, but nope, he's winning these cases left and right. And you're like, what do you think the chances are of the world restabilizing back in the way that it was?
I think Trump's posted up, dude, like perseverance, bro, for real. You know what I mean? Like, dictionary fucking definition. And I mean, I don't know what the chances are of it just turning around, but I think that we can return to some sense of normalcy as far as, inner fucking, in our country. Just turn on the energy spigots and, again, just, I mean, it sucks because it's going to take a long time to undo what this fucking carcass just did with all these executive orders. You know what I mean? So it's going to be trying to put all that shit back in place as far as deregulating and, starting up the machine again, man. But by the end of that 4 years, without a COVID situation or something worse, I think that we'd be in an even better situation. And we know when COVID was ending, like it was, when they kept saying, well, it's almost a fucking U-shaped recovery. And then Trump left office, and then Biden's out here like, I'm killing it. I'm fucking, I'm reinventing the economy. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, we've noticed.
Right. And then, his claim of we created 13 million jobs. I've seen several breakdowns from the CBO and whatnot, and they're talking about those numbers are more about 2.2 million if you take away all the COVID returns.
Right. And at the same time, dude, all these numbers that they're spitting out and everything, it doesn't matter, dude. Fucking the normies and stuff, even the just the fucking dim-witted Democrats and shit, they don't understand what fucking 2.3 or fucking 8.4. They can't comprehend what any of that fucking means. All they understand is my groceries are fucking expensive, gas is fucking expensive, everything's fucking expensive. Like, that's the only thing that they're able to understand. And that's Biden's run the economy down to the ground, so far that even though that they're not calling it a recession, people are treating it like it's a recession. And that's why Biden's numbers are plummeting and Trump's are freaking skyrocketing. It's like I said in the last one, the only thing that people are able to remember is the fact that the last time they remember things being okay was when Trump was in office. Even if it's just that's bringing them back over to Trump. We'll take it. Like shit, like the old Blix community right now. They're trying to say that it's fucking that they're we're siding with Trump now because he's got a record like me. Like, no, that's not what it is. Like they're siding with Trump because of the fact that he gave out the first fucking stimulus checks, like because he was handing out fucking money. Like that's why they're siding with Trump. And then when it comes to Joe Biden, they're fucking dead ass broke and their fucking food stamps are going to get cut. Like, So that's it's as simple as that, dude. The fucked up thing is that's how simple fucking politics is in America. You know, like on the at the base level. You know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, founding principles, man. Once, the majority finds out that they can vote themselves money, you know what I mean?
Right.
And the fucking chaos ensues, right? But it's dude. I don't even know what to say at that point, but I do think that part of the whole increase in the Blick situation is like, I've seen videos where they're interviewing and they're like, Trump's the first black president. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like, Trump's a thug, man.
Yeah.
But again, we'll take it, bro.
Right. Yeah, dude. Fucking shit. Whatever your reason, man. Like, honestly, dude, like, I think one of my biggest, reasons to vote, Trump and shit like that, other than, all the different policies and, the obvious reasons that I've stated multiple times over and over again. But the big reason for me is because this, like I said, this is the first time in my life, your life, in probably fucking human history that we, the people, get a chance to directly say, fuck you to our own government. Like that's literally what Trump getting elected would be. Like at first, Trump getting elected could have just been like, he said some stuff that, he said, lock Hillary Clinton up and everyone fucking, yeah, and that got him elected. It was, they could have played it off as like, it was a fluke and stuff. But now that, he's, I guess lost the 2020 election, and then they spent the entire next 4 years, bringing up indictment and after indictment after indictment and trying to, get rid of them. And, that just proves that, basically this man is public enemy number one. Well, not public enemy, is a government, is a enemy of the state number one. Enemy of the state is the friend of the people. Yeah, and so therefore, this is the one time in American history that we get to tell our government, "Fuck you, we're gonna do what the fuck we want." And so that's one of my big selling points when it comes to why people should vote for Trump. Even if you don't agree with the dude's mean tweets or even if you don't understand his policy or anything like that, if anything, just do it because this is the only fucking chance, the first chance, and the only chance that you're gonna get to tell the government to go fuck themselves.
And not just our federal government, but also the world government, man. The fucking UN, the WEF. It's a big fuck you to the lizard overlords as a whole, man. And just so the kiddies out there know, if the corporations back their movement, you're not the fucking resistance, man. You're the
right.
You know what I mean? You're the useful morons.
Right. Revolution, sponsored by Pfizer.
Right. And Gillette. You can't leave out Gillette, bro.
Right. Yep. Yeah, shit. Well, we're coming up on about 2 hours now, man. It's a damn good show. Anything you wanna throw in before we get on out of here?
Fuck, dude. Vote Trumpsicles, man.
All right. Shit. Save America.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
Pressure
Save the world, man.
Out. Right. Troll DeSantis and Haley on the fucking Twitter spheres.
Right. Nitaraka, or whatever the fuck her name is.
Right.
Right.
Beelzebub.
Right. Fucking, what is it? Conservative Hillary Clinton, or right wing Hillary Clinton.
Right. Dick Cheney and 3 and Keel.
Right. Girl boss. Oh yeah, fucking what's your thoughts on old fucking Ronna McDaniels?
I think she should have been tossed out already. Dave. She should have been cashing an unemployment check.
Fucking I think it was Turley. He was saying that once Trump gets the nominee, that basically he could fucking kick her to the curb, like tell her to go fucking kick rocks. Ramaswamy's taking over fucking his head as the RNC, or whoever the fuck, somebody with the correct values is going to take over the head of the RNC once he becomes the nomination. Once he becomes the Republican nominee, he could basically put in whoever the fuck he wants as the head of the RNC. And if Ronna McDaniels is against the the agenda of the nominee, well, then she got to fucking go, you know?
Right, but what sucks is that, as we're both sitting here in full Trump gear and whatnot, fucking, he endorsed her, bro.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it goes with the track record that while, he put some good things in place and, has some good ideas and good policies moving forward, he's definitely got to get some good people fucking around him, man.
Yep. Yeah. Either that or I don't like I was telling you earlier in the week, the whole thing with Anomaly and his the whole thing against Trump is basically a lot of that. Is he kept he trusted a lot of the wrong people. He put a lot of the wrong people in positions that they shouldn't have been in and stuff like that. And basically, he fucked around and found out what the establishment actually was, and the whole thing that is hilarious about, with the Anomaly and stuff is like he can't stand Trump now. But meanwhile, he wrote a song about I like Trump. I like Trump. It's like, dude, like you wrote a fucking love song to the dude, and then he ended up breaking your heart, and then now you can't stand the dude. Your whole reason is because he picked some people that told him the right thing, said everything that he wanted to hear, and then they ended up turning out to be people that he didn't like. So meanwhile, you write a song about somebody who told you all the things that you wanted to hear, said all the right things, and then turned around and did things that you didn't like, and now you don't see the parallel there. It's like, dude, basically he made some bad choices. He basically found out what the establishment was actually about, and
and then Anomaly was writing songs about Bernie Sanders fucking the year before. So.
right. Obviously, the dude's not to be necessarily taken seriously, but yeah, just the whole thing with Trump's picks and stuff the first time around, second time's a charm. Maybe he learned from the first time. He learned about who the establishment is. Like I said, you could really kind of sniff people out if you kind of learn about personality traits and stuff like that. That's why I say I'm trying to map out exactly what sort of personality traits and what sort of a moral standing or what sort of a ethical standing you have that's gonna eventually lead you to either the left or the right of the political sphere. Pretty fun stuff.
I feel myself going further and further to the right, man. I believe it's because of, we speak on it all the time. The political move is mainly to the left. So, we're not really moving. We're kind of just staying still or whatever. But, I see it, extremesies.
So yeah, I'll be honest. I even feel sometimes like I'm moving actually more to the right. It's almost kind of like one of those the harder they like a magnet type force. It's like the harder they push in one direction, fuck it, I'm gonna push harder in the other direction. And it's I don't know, man. It's like I say, I it really just kind of depends on which way you define the left and the right. If you define it on an economic scale, or if you define it on a more national scale, or national scale as opposed to global scale, or if you define it on more of a traditional scale as opposed to a progressive type scale. It really depends on which ways you define it. You know what I mean? It's really shit. You can't break down politics to up, down, left, right. It's really a sphere. There's a middle. There's this part. There's it's really it's a whole fucking spherical circle. All the way around, fucking 3-dimensional.
Mm-hmm. That's good, man.
Hell yeah, man. It's a damn good show. Appreciate you stopping by, Dogface. I appreciate let me see if we got anything on Crumbles. Oh, we got 7 watching. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Catch us here every Friday night. I'll probably be putting out like I said, videos here and there throughout the week. These standalone videos do take a bit of time, but I'm gonna probably start working on them a little bit more. But yeah, make sure you guys like, subscribe, share these videos out with your friends. Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Appreciate you all. Fuck off.
Later.